Evening. I didn't expect to be going live again tonight. Had a bit of a look at what's going on with Frenkie de Jong, and I think it's well worth us having a quick chat about this. Done what we can do in terms of a quick little scout report, and we will get into that. And I've actually got some notes that I did from March on De Jong in Barcelona's system, playing against Real Madrid when they smashed them 4-0 in the Clásico. De Jong was absolutely sensational, playing as a bit of a free eight in that. So I'm going to have a look at what we think De Jong could do for Manchester United, and let's have a talk about what's going on. So, first off, is this reliable, right? Everyone's going to be asking that. Is this reliable? Is this fake news, right? Gerard Romero, tier 1 for Barcelona, ultra tier 1. This is good news, right? If a Barcelona journalist says, yeah, Barcelona are in the shit financially, that's it. Barcelona believe that if Frenkie de Jong continues at the club for another season and doesn't explode, they risk losing money in him. Which is not the best of circumstances to be trying to sign a player, but it's one of those. And he says there's a 95% chance that Frenkie de Jong joins Manchester United. They need to sell due to financial reasons. Now, Barcelona are in $1 billion of debt, right? You talk about walking on ice. Well, they absolutely tap dance on ice. They are in a serious financial predicament, and I think they're trying to bring Lionel Messi back. Whether that's a good idea or a bad idea is completely up for debate, but I think that's what they're trying to do. And that's going to require some serious, serious cash. De Jong is probably one of the few sellable assets that they're probably willing to let go. Yeah, that was $1 billion with a B, not a whatever. So let's talk a little bit about De Jong and Ten Hag. So De Jong's importance when he was at Ajax could really give you a sense of what Ten Hag likes in a defender. Oh, sorry, a midfielder even. Defender. He is an all-action midfielder. He's not Donny van der Beek. There's action about him. He's able to influence the game at both ends of the field. He's very good technically. Very, very good technically. He is constantly moving in and out. He's got a real tempo. It's about the way he plays. He is a player that supposedly Ralph Rangnick and Ten Hag have suggested needs to be brought into the club. It's a level of technicality that Fred and McTominay can't even do on FIFA. He was a major, major, major player under Ten Hag when he was at Ajax. He was able to operate both as a deep-lying playmaker, which is what he kind of struggled with a little bit when he went to Barcelona, but he's looked a lot better now. He's sort of pushed a bit further forward as an 8, more advanced sort of, either advanced playmaker or even a bit box-to-box or something like that. He sort of played the role that Gravenberch has took on since or this season. Probably one of the first names on the team sheet before he's moved to Barcelona. He's had 9 goal involvements for Barcelona this season, which is not a lot, granted. It's 4 goals, 5 assists. But he's been a main starter and a mainstay for their team for the majority of the season. With Ten Hag come in, a player that knows what... Literally just recorded 5 things, right, for the FA Youth Cup game. And the big thing that I was talking about in there, and I mentioned it in the review as well, actually, the midfield 3 of United was the reason they won tonight. Midfield's such an important part of the pitch. You coming in as a manager, you can bring in a midfielder that you know knows exactly what you're trying to do. And someone that's a tempo setter like De Jong is, it's easy to see why their prior relationship would be a big factor in this transfer coming off. He literally fits because he's level above every single other midfielder Manchester United have got in terms of an intelligence point of view, in terms of a technical point of view, and arguably in terms of, not Fred, but in terms of work rate point of view, he's certainly up there. You don't have to start worrying about specifics where he'd fit in with United because our playing philosophy is whatever Ten Hag decides it's going to be. Paul Pogba's not really needing replacement, but he's just being replaced. I mean, you can't replace a player that's not played, but he's just been replaced. Now, that El Clasico game, Carlo Ancelotti, everyone's favourite uncle, the man that we're all hoping stops the dark lord of Jurgen Klopp from winning another Champions League, got absolutely outdone by Xavi. Totally tactically outsmarted him. How did he do that? Well, on paper, they played a midfield three, right? Of Busquets, who's obviously class, Pedri and De Jong, which screams inexperience, especially when it was up against Valverde, Casemiro and Cruz. And you think, and actually, Modric kind of played like a bit of a false nine in this game as well. So you think, do you know what? A 4v3 midfield, I can see what Ancelotti's trying to do here. He's gone pack the midfield, we'll attack through Vinicius and Rodrigo, and we'll try and smash them that way. But it didn't go off like that. The reason it didn't go off like that is Frenkie de Jong had an absolute sensational game. How did he have a sensational game? He was finding himself in the half space offensively, constantly. The final ball from him was absolutely ridiculous. He was making things happen. He was taking the ball, moving it forward. He was putting it in for was it Torres? I think it was Torres. And Aubameyang. Like, Aubameyang's actually going to look ridiculous. And half the reason he's looked ridiculous is had De Jong playing balls in for him. And yes, he's not got a ton of assists, but he's opening it. And someone else might be setting up the assist, but he's doing it. He sort of dragged, I think he was on Cruz's side. He sort of dragged Cruz a little bit out of position, made him sort of chase shadows a little bit. What was really interesting, when you look at the defensive lines, midfield, defense, midfield, and attack, in a pressing system, you want to roll with 10 meters, 12 meters in between the lines at most. Otherwise, it visually looks, and probably feels like there's an absolute acre of space. But what Xavi did with that midfield was he put a serious midfield press on Real Madrid. And that serious midfield press predominantly was Pedri and Frenkie de Jong, who you don't think of as absolutely killer pressing midfielders. You just don't. But they sort of, the two of them, and even Busquets was high. You think of Busquets as just being a pure defensive screen. He was high, and there was a massive gap, which you think if a team playing a false nine with Modric and players like Vinicius are going to get right in behind. But their positioning was unreal. And they sort of made it a no-fly zone in the centre of the pitch. And they just pressed perfectly in teams, and they just was like, yeah, you're not passing through the fucking middle of us. It's not happening. And then they took the ball off Real Madrid, and Real Madrid's high line is just in behind it, and they beat them 4-0. Like, you know the embarrassment of that. We've been on the back end of a receiving end of that against Liverpool this season. This is Real Madrid smashing it in terms of the league. Could be European champions, absolutely embarrassed at home, I might add, 4-0. And one of the major reasons for this was Frenkie de Jong's performance. I don't even know why I wrote notes on this, but let's have a quick look on here. I make notes on what I need to do every day because I'm a fucking idiot, right? And if I don't make notes, I will forget them. But any game I watch, I write a note on. I've got 2,029 notes on here because I'll write notes and everything. But it's like a search engine for my fucking brain. So I just typed in De Jong, and the notes of this game has come up, and it was how fucking phenomenally well he did in that game, and was absolutely put it this way. I thought Frenkie de Jong was that good. I wrote notes on it. I've done that less than a dozen times. I'll recap for everyone that's just joined. Gerard Romero, like literally concrete cast iron tier 1 for Barcelona, said there's a 95% chance that Frenkie de Jong joins Manchester United. Barcelona need to sell due to financial reasons. The operation could be closed for 60 to 70 million euros, which I think is 70 to 80 million euros, which I think is 60 to 70 million quid. Jobbed. What we were talking about earlier, I did a free agents video. Might have even been yesterday. I can't even remember. I've done that at the moment. Derek Best, sorry, before I get to this, Derek Best, this is an excellent thing. Derek Best with a super chat there says, does this mean there aren't any leaks if it comes from Barcelona's side first? Tired about hearing about who United are signing 3 months before it's about to happen. It might be. And how good would that be? For once. Yeah, I'm getting excited on that one. Now, so as I was talking, we did a free agents video. I think I literally said in a free agents video, as much, and some people in the comments just aren't getting it, saying like United have just got so much money, why can't we just buy everyone we want? Because we can't just buy everyone we want, right? I don't know if you noticed, we're like £700 million in debt, although I do believe the Glazers took out, someone sent me, thank you to someone who sent me that. Someone sent me a page earlier from the Glazers have took out another mortgage on the club. I've not had a chance to look into the details on that yet, but thank you to whoever sent me that. Send it again because I'm going to miss that. We're £700 million in debt and we're struggling to finance that, in my opinion. Otherwise, we'd have cleared it. Why would you want to keep around that amount of debt when it's costing us $100 million every single season? That's ridiculous. Manchester United need to cut our cloth accordingly. Manchester United probably could go for one marquee signing. I'm talking marquee, you're talking your 60, 70, maybe 80 million kind of signing. Did a video today saying that could be Victor Osimhen. What if it's De Jong? I think you'll see, look, put it this way, I don't think, Evan says the debt allows the Glazers to avoid taxes. Look, mate, we wouldn't be paying 100 million in tax every season, okay? So make that make sense. We will probably have to bring in levels of players. There might be a £20 million player from a lower league or a more obscure league that we take a bit of a chance on, and I'm fine with that. There might be 1 or 2 free transfers. There might be a player a bit older towards the end of his career that's only going to service us for 2, 3 seasons maximum, alongside someone like a Frenkie de Jong, who might be a bit of a marquee signing. I certainly wouldn't think there's going to be 3 signings like this. Someone in their prime, someone with massive resale value, someone with a big transfer fee associated to them. I don't imagine that that's going to be the case. Now, if I started to just completely spitball here and say, right, what could we potentially do in terms of building a squad with the minuscule of intel that we've managed to get here? Frenkie de Jong as 1 midfielder. Steve, we need 2. Bitch, I'm getting to that. Kamara as the 2nd midfielder on a free transfer. £80 million, you've just upgraded the fuck out of our midfield. That's a midfield with Bruno up top, ready to rock and roll. You've got Fred and McTominay and Garner and Levitt waiting in the wings as your backup. But your starting midfield, we're playing City. Who's our midfield? Bruno, Kamara, Frenkie de Jong. Let's fucking do it. Then what you need to do, you need to find a striker. Cristiano Ronaldo, if he stays or goes, ain't doing it all on his own and he ain't allowed to play on Thursdays, his mum said. So you got to find a striker. You're going to have to look at a 30 or 40 million pound striker. That's why I've suggested a Tammy Abraham. If Everton had gone down, that might have been a Calvert-Lewin sort of character. There's players out there for that sort of price range. This is what we got to do. This is what we've got to... How come my stance has changed with Núñez? In what ways is it changed? I did a video a few weeks ago saying this is the worry with Núñez. I think he's very much a realistic target for United to get. Do I see us getting Núñez, because it does seem like there's some serious links to that, and Frenkie de Jong for that sort of money? If we do, then we're definitely looking at free transfers for the other positions. United needs 6 or 7. Fucking arguably 10, man. You're not going to get them if they're all £70 million. You know what I'm saying? And even if you sell a couple, The resale value on most United players is just not worth a fucking wank, is it? You know what I'm saying? Andrew Marshall says Levitt contract news. I haven't heard anything on Levitt's contract news at all. Oh yeah, of course, Donny. I totally forgot about Donny. Yeah, I would assume Donny comes back and is given an opportunity. I can't go into any more detail than that. I think he'll get an opportunity. Now, if he doesn't, fucking hell, what happened there? And then obviously, there could be some players going out on loan from what we've got. Mitrovic might not be. Mitrovic can't be the one then, can it? I don't think. Sergio says, I feel if Leeds go down, we could get Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips is fucking Scott McTominay with a shitter hairdo. I'm not sure he can play a single pivot on his own, which Scott probably can't do. He's got a bit better passing. That's it, really. Ash Us says, too scared to hope this could be true. I'm fucking excited, right? This ain't my news. This is Gerard Romero's news. I have no fucking insight into this whatsoever. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I do. I know that he's reliable as fuck when it comes to Barcelona. I'm still wearing my pants though, because 95% ain't 100%. And until it's 100%, it ain't fucking nothing yet, is it? But it's worth us having a look at. It's worth us talking about what he could end up doing as a Manchester United player, how he fits in. And like I said, very, very excited. That El Clasico game in particular that I was talking about a little bit earlier, his performance in that excited me. It really did. 64 Ahmed says Neves over Phillips. Oh my good God. Here's the problem though, you ain't getting. Yeah, Kamara will be free, he's out of contract. You ain't getting Neves. And if you get Frenkie de Jong, you get Neves, you are definitely going to a serious possession-based football team. And I'd be for it, but I just don't. You're not getting it. Lostella says Frenkie this summer, Jude next. That'd be two sensational number 8s. You're probably going to have to move Bruno on to do that, though, and I don't think we would want to do that. Shiram says, hope all is well. Well, how tonight's gone. We won the Eredivisie. I don't know if you saw. We did that. We are the FA Youth Cup champions of the world, and we've got 95% chance of signing Frenkie de Jong. Yeah, I'm all right. Thanks for asking. Are you? Agree at max, we'll go with 2 marquees. Kamara, de Jong, and Bruno would be a proper decent. Wonder if Nkunku or Nunez would be a marquee. Nkunku seems to have been listed at a bit of a cheaper price, doesn't he? He's more the 45, 50 kind of range. Nunez at the 60, 70 million kind of range. That's like 150 if you get Frenkie de Jong. And that feels a little bit unrealistic to me. Maybe a Belotti is a gooder option. Yeah, fuck it. It's midnight. Roll with it. Is it midnight? Nope, it's not even 11 o'clock yet. Fucking hell. Max Aarons. Yeah, do you know what? I like Max Aarons. I do like Max Aarons. I think Max Aarons is a hell of a player. Definitely going to be available pretty cheap next season. Definitely could do it for Manchester United. Definitely an upgrade on Aaron Wan-Bissaka, that's for sure. Probably not cost us too much. This is what I'm saying, like, you're not going to get a 27-year-old, peak of his powers, massive transfer from a Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, every single player. You're not going to do that. You're going to have to find some diamonds in the rough somewhere. Someone mentioned Lamptey. They're talking 50, 60 million for Lamptey. I just don't think that's realistic for us. Again, if are we playing Footy Manager? Yeah. Did I just manage to sell? Don't ask me how I did it, but maybe I sold McTominay to Real Madrid for 140 million. Sometimes that happens, doesn't it, right? Yeah, if I did that, then yeah, maybe I can start looking at like 50, 60 million on the likes of Lamptey and stuff like that. But in the land of reality, we're probably going to have to sign someone like Max Aarons instead. Rafinha might be on the cheap if Leeds go down. I've seen him being linked with Liverpool. It's an interesting one. Johnny Piper says, have a pint on me. Cheers, mate. I am tempted to have a pint. I just had a quick drink there, but I've run out now. And I can't really leave in the middle of this to go and get a refill, can I? Happy says, is Haaland the new Lukaku? Look, I am not going to say anything silly about Haaland. I must have had about 50 fucking tweets in draft yesterday, and I thought, I just can't be arsed with this. I know with a super chat says Basuma and Kunku, Timber, and another defender. That's a spendy window, but I think you've just improved the team, mate. Someone tweeted me earlier today, actually. I thought it was a really astute tweet. It said, Arsenal could get Tielemans, Sterling, and Gabriel Jesus, and that would be improving them in a big way. And I went, yeah, it would. Jesus, that's actually quite frightening that they could do that. Guru says, would this deal take money away from a centre-back like Pau Torres or Timber? Maybe. And maybe this is why you're not seeing... Right, I don't know about you guys, but here's what I'm seeing. Scattergun rumours for every position. Yeah, every position. Every single position I'm seeing scattergun. There might be some truth to that because maybe United are wording up a ton of different agents and a ton of different players just on the off chance. There's not a prayer we're signing all of those players in all those positions. Maybe we're just sounding people out, seeing what the... Well, okay, yeah, would he be interested? Yeah, what sort of wages are we looking at if we brought him in? How would that work? That sort of thing. So I think if you get into that sort of game, yeah, it makes a lot of sense to go for a scattergun approach. I've said this a few times tonight already, but I'll repeat it. 60, 70 million pound transfers, 2 of them at most. We will not see 3 of those. And I don't want to see 3 of those, because if you do 3 of those, guess what? You're signing 3. And we need so many more. Like, I've been batting people away telling me that we're going to sign 6 or 7 this season. I think it'll be 5 tops. So if it's 5 tops, 2 midfielders, 1 is a striker, 1 better be a centre-half, and I think 1 could be a right-back. That's my opinion. I mean, feel free to throw into the comments your own. I'm trying not to miss some super chats here. Elliot Plays with a super chat, says, big fan of the channel, Stephen. Keep it up. Thank you, brother. I do appreciate it. Is Ladini that put a super chat in the other day that I couldn't find? If so, can you just shout out to that one a little bit for us? What was it? Just put it in text and put, this is the one that you missed, and I'll try and catch it. Shrem says, Eredivisie champions of the world and FA Youth Cup for the class of 22. Name a team with a better season in the Prem. There hasn't been one, has there? Everyone else met expectations. No one expected United to win the Eredivisie this year, did they? But here we are. Lil Yo-Yo says, slightly left take here. All right, I'm in. But haven't we gone down the route of buying players for large fees before? I would prefer a top destroyer in midfield. Yeah, and sometimes it works. Sometimes the big fee does work. Not every time, granted. But sometimes that big fee does work. And here's why Frenkie de Jong, for this sort of money, makes more sense than, let's say, Pogba, for example. Because the guy that's signing him is the guy that made him famous and knows how to get the best out of him. So while I would say, on the whole, you don't necessarily want to just be sanctioning massive deals left, right and centre, it's easier to stomach when it's a guy who goes, yeah, I worked with him for years. I know exactly how to get the best out of him. Get him. And I will play him. I know exactly what he's all about. That's different, isn't it? KOTH Mike says, what a fucking night. Greatest trophy in the history won. And De Jong. Big up yourself. My bonsai tree. Have a fucking rum. Cheers, pal. If you're interested in supporting the channel, we are doing the rundown this weekend. Trust me, it's going to be off the fucking charts. We get very drunk doing it. If you want to just tune in for that, it's live on Patreon. Link for that is in the description. IMJ says, will Frenkie become our highest paid player? Fuck knows. I can't imagine he would. I can't imagine that's the case. Crazy Barca wage. That's probably true. Rice for 100 or De Jong for 70, 80. Better to look at relegation sides in the Prem. I think there's a lot of good players in the relegation spots and even in the bottom half of the Premier League. But as I've just mentioned, I like the fact that he's worked with Ten Hag previously. I think that's a massive asset. Sadji says, thoughts on Burnley's Weghorst. It'd be interesting to see what happens with him. One, if they stay up, I don't think he goes anywhere. If he goes down, I think he's looked pretty good, hasn't he? He could be someone that gets moved on. I'm just trying not to miss any of these. Hearing a lot of rumours for Mukiele for 10 mil and Ericsson on a free as well. I don't want Ericsson on a free. I'm not into that. I know he's done fantastic since he came back, but I'm not interested in that. Rasler says, no offence, but, well, none taken. I don't want us to sign Darwin Núñez. Yeah, absolutely none taken. I would rather assign Martinez instead. I think Martinez is a shout. I think Núñez will be a waste of money and believe that Inter still owes money for the Lukaku deal. Probably. Jimmy says Kamara or Edison Alvarez. Obviously, Kamara is free, but it's smarter to go with Alvarez due to experience with Ten Hag. Again, if we got the unlimited money tree, yeah, absolutely. But we don't, I don't think. Hi from Nigeria. Hi from Manchester. He's on 375k at Barca. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, is that... Are they still on the Peseta over there? Okay, no, that's not good, is it? Why don't I want Ericsson? I think he plays in a role too similar to Bruno, and I am massively worried about a player that plays with a pacemaker. All right, I got to read this out. I've seen some YouTubers claim that they've got fucking influence over deals, and they're absolutely fucking deluded. But there's a question here, so I'll read it out. Ion's Legacy says, how much influence do you and Paddock have over MUFC's decision making? Fucking zero, my friend. Zero. You were the first person to talk about Erik Ten Hag around October time, and now we got him. What I actually said, if they've not fucking clipped it up, I'm going to batter them tomorrow, because they should have done. And if you're watching, boys, me and Ronaldo did a podcast on XG Files where I said what I'd like to happen would be Ralph Rangnick to come in and then Erik Ten Hag as permanent manager. That's only what I wanted. And, thankfully that's happened. But in terms of what influence do we have? Fucking YouTubers. If anything, the likes of Gary Neville, Rio, or fucking Roy Keane would have 1,000% more influence over the board. Zero. None of us have any influence. Yes, there's probably a chance that we can sway fan opinion one way or another from people who are watching us. In terms of Manchester United board, if Manchester United board are making decisions based off what fucking idiots on YouTube are saying, oh, we fucked it a long time ago, haven't we? Let's be honest. Irish Oreo says, Ericsson has moments of brilliance, but I don't see him working in what we hope will be a pressing team, especially with a pacemaker. I mean, he's looked fantastic since he's come back, but I'm just going to have to say no. Little bit of conflicting in the comments here. Someone saying Frenkie de Jong is currently Barcelona's highest paid player with a weekly wage of $354,000. I can't imagine that's anywhere near Barcelona's highest when you've got the likes of fucking PK and Busquets in there, but let's just take that on the face value. And then Howson says he earns 164k a week. Orain says, wouldn't we need to improve on De Gea as well and get a ball-playing goalkeeper who commands his box? Yes, not happening this season. Like, in terms of the priorities of things that are needed, you can deal with having De Gea for another season. Apparently Nike pay half his contract. How the fuck is that legal? Where's City's and Liverpool's academy? Liverpool's academy, fucking garbage, and they get no grief for it. Apologies to Ronaldo if he's watching. But in terms of what they do, they underperform in a big way, don't they? In the FA Youth Cup scene and that. Do I think Arnold watches Paddock? I don't think so. Evening from County Meath. Good evening. Emil says PK and Busquets took major pay cuts. Evening from Dallas, Texas. Jesus Christ, where are we here now? Cow says moo. Stephen Howson, you spelled my first name wrong. Fix it. Lucky says I am selling him. He's been here 6 years, won nothing. Who? Pogba. Who are you talking about? Charlie McNeil, captain next season. Len says, are United fans okay with Henderson being sold? I think after some of those rumours came out about what he was doing, then yeah, I do think that's the case. No Funds Gaming says De Jong to us, no fucking way. Who says that? Well, Barcelona's major fucking guy says that. That's an interesting one, isn't it? Hi from Pakistan. Hi. Any thoughts on the left back options next season? I think it's going to be fucking Tellers and Shaw. Again, a bit like the De Gea situation. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Can it be improved on? 100%. It's not the most drastic issue that needs fixing immediately. What about Van der Beek? Yeah, I think Van der Beek will get an opportunity next season. Loads of people are commenting asking about Brandon. Again, I think Brandon will be given an opportunity. I think all of them will get given an opportunity. Players pick the team. I don't know how many times people have to be reminded of this. Players pick the fucking team. Your performance in training, your attitude in training, the fucking players absolutely pick the team. Dara says, what young lads will get a shot next year, do you think? Out of the lads that have just lifted the trophy, probably only Garnacho. The rest of them need to get out on loan and go and make some stuff happen. Jimmy says that Ten Hag chant is horrendous. I think he nearly cancelled his contract when he saw that, in all honesty. It was fucking truly shocking, wasn't it? What about Jesus to Arsenal? Yeah, I think that's an interesting one. In fact, Joe, let me know in the comments. We was debating doing this. Like a bit of a roundup of maybe some transfer news from around the world, or maybe a bit of a Champions League preview. I know, but I watch them. We might as well maybe do a bit of content on it. But maybe if we just did it on a Monday morning or a Sunday night, do a bit of roundup of everything that's just happened over the weekend. If you're interested in that sort of shit, let me know in the comments and we'll see what everyone's saying. What about Alanga? Someone said, just play the youth team in the final game. Do you know what would have been an amazing bet? If they'd have just said, do you know what, lads, you win the cup, you lot are starting against fucking Crystal Palace next week. What a fucking great bet that would have been. Asim says, our squad isn't good enough. Hope we have tempted expectations, but we won't finish better than 6th or 5th even was that. Sanjay says, got to wrap up these deals quickly to allow new signings enough pre-season training with the team, especially after he's called them back early a couple of weeks, hasn't he? 2 midfielders, 2 striker, 1 new defender. I think it'll be 2 defenders, 1 striker, but yeah, that's the sort of lay of the land. Wheezy says, first time in a long time, I have hope. I'll be gone by October, mate, don't worry about it. Palestri and Ahmad. I haven't seen anything of Palestri, and Ahmad's been struggling to get a game for Rangers, which doesn't bode well, does it, for coming back to the Premier League. De Jong and Tchouaméni, what am I saying? Touch too expensive, I think that would be. Forget about getting a striker if that's going to be the case. It's gone a little bit quiet on Tielemans. What if it was Tielemans? Now, arguably, we've got a very, very offensive midfield three there because, you're looking at De Jong and Tielemans both being 8s, and ideally you want to rein Bruno in a little bit and play more like an 8. Could that work? No, probably still need a 6, don't we? A boy can dream. Slide to Miami. I would love to slide to Miami. I am itching to get away. Realistic, where do you hope we finish next season? Where do I hope? I hope we win the league. Realistically, we're not winning the league. If I was a betting man, which centre-back do I think United are going to sign? I think we're going to go in for Timber. I really think we're going to go in for Timber. Kiev is nice. I'm sure it is. Maybe not this weekend, though. Right, I'm going to wrap it up there. What a sensational day it's been. Congratulations to Man United's under-18s for restoring a bit of pride to the club, becoming the champions of the world. Congratulations to Ajax and Manchester United, or Ajax, Amsterdam, Chester United, for winning the Eredivisie. And I'm sure there's going to be some developments on this tomorrow. I'm sure all the in the knows that did fucking nothing about this afternoon, or knew nothing about this afternoon, are going to have all the exclusives come tomorrow morning. You fucking frauds. Cheers for tuning in. See you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hang on, Peter Kelly's just dunked in a big super chat there. I'm not going to just fucking leave him on that one. He says, Leeds fans waiting 16 years to get back in the Prem, only to be behind closed doors, play good football, fans come back, and then they get relegated and slapped by us 3 times. On that note, good fucking night. Like the video, you fucking weirdos.